Hello and welcome all to Tales from the Time Traveler's Tavern. I will be your guide and navigator, Mr.E, taking you on this informative journey. Informative of what? We still don't know. But that's why I have had the good fortune to bring along with me the colorful commentary of our internet guru, my good friend Toast.
Butter is optional.
There you go. And to the other side, we have Private Snafu.
Good day, Mr.E. Good day, Toast.
Alright, now we're going to go down a traveling line of science fiction or science fiction and all that kind of good stuff.
I personally try to avoid Somali pirates.
Yeah, me too.
I remember something about a jar of dirt.
Wrong pirates. You are going to get us sued by Disney again.
Somali Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a ride I don't want to be on.
But you will get the clap.
Where's the home? Oh, man.
And I'm giving it to you. Anyway,
Giggity?
Oh no! Don't ask.
Don't tell?
That's the Navy.
That's a different conversation we've already had.
yes, it is. Kind of like another conversation we had. I don't know if we were recording during it. I don't know if I ever told you about this, ma'am. It might surprise you to learn that in high school I had a girlfriend.
You had a girlfriend?
Named Lucy Finger.
Alright.
She joined the Navy.
Uh-huh.
What's the first rank you get in the Navy?
Seaman.
Seaman. So for a while she was Seaman Finger.
Alright. Okay, I went to school with a girl named Cox. Christina Cox. Like after Cox Cable.
That could be a Marvel character.
I seen, but wasn't there
Pepper
an actress?
Potts.
Peter. Wasn't there an actress
Parker?
with the same name?
That's Courtney.
Okay.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
And last I heard, she recently divorced David Arquette, actually.
She's available. Might want to give her a call.
No one wants to hear from me.
Yeah. And besides, I don't think she wants friends like us.
Chuck Norris
She's already
doesn't
had that sitcom.
Chuck Norris doesn't dial the wrong phone number. You pick up the wrong phone.
Yeah, did you ever see the epic rap battle of, what was it, Chuck Norris versus Abraham Lincoln?
No.
I've now given it to you twice.
No, do not play it.
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say, have you seen the recent healthcare commercial with Chuck Norris?
No.
It's basically two old guys sitting at a table to talk.
Oh, that one! I did
talking
see
about
that.
something,
Yeah.
and they're talking about something about healthcare, and basically the one guy's like, "Oh, is that Chuck Norris?" Like, well, let's see. He throws the salt shaker at him. Basically, Norris whips it back at him. Hits the guy's nose. He starts bleeding. It's like, don't you wish you had healthcare or something like that?
No. They show him later in the emergency room trying to explain his broken nose.
No. This sounds like modern politics here. Do you wish you have health care? Sounds like the new slogan.
Sounds like... No, dude, it sounds like a freaking game show. Like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Who wants healthcare?
Open briefcase 3.
That's
That's Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, Deal or No Deal.
I tried.
Well, then there was the presidential race where we played who's smarter than a fifth grader, but we still lost.
Everyone lost.
Yeah.
Just how matter of fact you said that.
You ever heard what Ben Gillette ever said about the man?
No.
Said he's got hair that looks like what happens when you try to make cotton candy out of piss.
Oh, no.
And he ought to know, he's seen the man in person twice. Because he was on The Celebrity Apprentice. Twice.
It's okay. I don't know. I hate to have to bring it up, but I kind of hope it's half real. I guess Three Doors Down played during the inaugurational, and I guess they have quite the backlash. And it was quite the funny article, because they're like, but he said that we were his favorite band. Maybe it would have been, maybe it was a mistake. Their sales are down and everything.
See, now that one I don't necessarily agree with. They're musicians that took a job.
Yeah, but a lot of other ones turned it down.
Oh yeah, a lot.
One of those where, you know...
Separation of church and state, separation of Hollywood and politics.
I don't think you'll
Should
find
be.
that. I don't think you'll find that.
I don't understand how Hollywood and politics aren't one and the same, almost, truthfully.
They basically are.
They shouldn't be.
Which you end up getting a lot of is because public perception affects both music sales and movie sales.
Mm-hmm.
Politics involves celebrities because people will pay attention to celebrities, but the celebrities have to be careful who they back because if they back the wrong one, there is a chance that it comes back and it hurts their sales.
Yeah.
Which is why so many of them just stay out of it.
Or at least try to. You get other ones, such as Pendulette, where they don't care.
Right.
Because they know that people know their own, know their politics, and they're not trying to influence people's politics by saying, "I'm famous, believe like I believe." They're going, "We're entertainers, don't believe a thing we say."
Yeah, in fact, they've made a career out of actively saying on multiple occasions, "Hi, we're liars."
Are you talking about Pendulette or the politicians?
Both?
Since when does a politician admit that he lies?
Every time he opens his mouth.
No, that's just assumed. He don't admit it.
There are a couple who have.
Okay. I'll hold respects to that.
Groucho Marx once upon a time gave a quote for that. He said, "If you want to know if a man is honest, ask him. If he says yes, he's crooked." Which is true.
Yeah.
Of course, Groucho Marx also said, "Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read."
Do you still have that bookmark?
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
I gave him that bookmark.
There's a couple of his that I like. Another one I like is, "Why, this is so simple, a child of 5 could understand this. Go fetch me a child of 5.
I once shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I'll never know. You know, I heard something about him, and I was always wondering if it was true. I heard that all of his stuff that's been committed to film is off the cuff. That they just basically stopped giving him scripts because he'd just toss them.
It's possible because Neil Flynn from Scrubs, he's the guy who plays the janitor.
Uh-huh.
At first,
Scruffy, the janitor.
That's Futurama.
But they originally had started by trying to give him scripts, but they realized that he was funnier without them. Mm-hmm. So when they gave out scripts, again, this is all stuff I've heard, the only times he had scripted lines was if it was actually important to the plot. Otherwise, it would just say, "Neil speaks," and that was it. Because basically, and then it was the, Zach reacts, that sort of thing.
It seems to me that I don't think he ever referred to anyone by name during the entire run of that show that I've seen.
He does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only occasionally, and most of the time it's because it's plot relevant.
Okay, so that is probably a written line.
Right. I'd say, or it was something that was started because of a plot, and then they kind of let him go about it.
Right.
Just to kind of make sure that it actually works. Another thing sort of like that, because I've seen too many things on, like, ad-libbed lines. Another one is for Star Wars. The scene where they're breaking out of the prison, when the one guard calls down and Harrison Ford has to answer, that's literally the script just says, something along the lines of, Han answers or something. Because they wanted it to be an ad-libbed scene. They wanted it to feel like he was actually just trying to make shit up. Which is why, when he does it, he's like, this is, everything's fine here, we're all good, how are you? Because they're just like, just do something. And he didn't know what to do.
And that's why at the end you ever notice that with Harrison Ford? Seems like every time he doesn't know how to end a scene, he just shoots a gun at it. He did it in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He did it in
that one supposedly was because he had food poisoning.
Yes, that one I'd heard. And he had talked with Lucas about it. And so he had, I think he picked up dysentery. Yeah, from mayonnaise that had been left in the sun.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what it was he was sick as a dog. He still had to film. He was supposed to get into this elaborate sword fight with this big dude, and he just looks at Lucas and he's like, "I really can't today, man. My costume has a gun. Can't I just take it out and shoot him?" And Lucas is like, "That works. Let's try it." And so that's what they did.
There you go.
And it became a very iconic scene.
And then not.
I think most of that was because in other movies, you have those really big fights, but people would sit there and go, "But he has a gun."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it was kind of a nod, even when he turns around and just has the look of, kind of that moment of, yep, we know, type thing.
Yeah, he brought a giant knife to a gunfight.
That's not a knife.
I like that movie too.
Yes, another very
So
old
dysentery. This
And-
weird people sitting in the corner going, "Hi, your name's dysentery. Come here often." Well, you just say picked up from him.
Anyway.
I'm waiting for him to make sense, and it's just not happening.
But I can make change.
Yes, thank goodness.
Change we can believe in?
Not always. Just pennies and,
Toad for president.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I'm as illiterate.
And if we dye your hair, it'll be the same color.
Less
We could
literacy.
even
He
give
has
you...
too much hair. We'd do better off getting my hair more like his than
Less
his.
literacy,
He's got too much
more
hair.
peanut butter.
And I do
Shave
swallow
the
his
world
gum.
with peanut butter.
It's something he can stick to.
Besides, all we really need to do is dress up a traffic cone in a blonde wig and a blue suit.
With a long red tie.
So, okay, anybody heard anything about this Marilyn Manson song?
No.
That was supposed to be dropped out like 3 weeks ago.
Marilyn Manson dropping the new hottest album, 2017.
I say, is he even bothering with music anymore?
Yes, it's all about Trump.
Oh boy. You know,
I thought his album was about the Antichrist.
Mm.
No, same difference.
I think
It
I know what
is.
you're talking about.
Antichrist
Satan.
Oh, I says, I think I know which one you're talking about. Only because I'd seen something because he tweeted about the video. I'm trying to remember because there's a video that ends with the performer pulling a gun, pointing it at a clown dressed like him, and then when he pulls the trigger, it comes out with a bang flash.
That's Snoop Dogg.
Okay, that's Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg did that, but this one it hasn't been released yet. It was supposed to come out. I've been waiting for it. It just hasn't dropped, and there's like no news on it at all.
well, that's kind of like Year Zero by 9 Inch Nails.
Or Chinese Democracy.
What?
Chinese Democracy was an album that Axl Rose was put together for about 10 years.
Oh, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about Year Zero by 9 Inch Nails. Where
Now let's
it
call-
was, they more or less said it was put out as a dystopian future album that we kind of think is where we're heading as a society. And they caught a lot of flack for a particular song because it was during the Bush administration. The song in question is capital G because the lyric is that G stands for greed, but people were associating it to GWB.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's also like some people who went and boycotted Rogue One because supposedly it had anti-Trump statements in it.
What? Where? How?
Because supposedly people who supposedly it was being rewritten to contain anti-Trump sentiments. The funny part is people you realize that it's an entire movie about an evil government being being oppressive and people standing up to them. And the people who are going and saying, "Oh, well, this is anti-Trump," are also the ones who are white supremacists. They're ones who are, we're right, you're wrong, you must do what we say.
Right.
And it's like, but the movie is saying that the Empire is evil, but not all the people in it are evil.
Right. Kind of like the Clerks argument about the Death Star.
Yeah, all the people working on the Death Star. I've been watching and reading too many things that are Star Wars related.
And then there was the classic Trooper Clerks.
You make me laugh over that stuff. Keep going.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. I had a really bad day, and I asked to be cloned, and then I looked up the place that I could look to be cloned at, and it just fit.
Oh, Mina.
Yep.
What?
From episode 2, the Kaminoans. They're the ones who made the clone army.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, the stupid little things that I remember from these things.
Yeah.
I remember they had very long necks. At least in ET heads. They were in the Senate.
They were.
That reminds me, I got a gift for you.
Uh-oh. Am I going to regret this? It's
Not
for
you.
him. But I know. Am I going to regret this?
Oh, you might laugh.
Okay, cool.
Just remind me to get a life-size mural printed of ET to go stick in your guys' room. You're not paying attention.
You'll make him shiver and quiver in the corner.
Or never be able to function in that room again.
Doesn't bother me any.
It seems fine from his room. Just like that giant pineapple we're having built by the Trojan Army.
Dude, the Trojan Army doesn't even exist anymore.
They're recruiting all the babies from the broken condoms. That will be their army.
History of the World Part 1. Just the, hey look, I'm looking for a pack of Trojans. I just sold my last one.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks.
Yoas, go wonder about the Trojan horse, if that's where it comes to don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Probably the exit.
No,
Yes.
the exit for the Trojan horse is supposedly in the underbelly. And
Yeah.
the phrase "don't look a gift horse in the mouth" was because you could tell the health of a horse by its teeth. So basically, it was if someone's giving you a gift, don't check to see what it's worth.
Right.
Basically, just accept the fact that you were given a free horse.
It worked so well for the Trojans.
But it doesn't work well for a
This is-
horse rancher.
No, it was.
That actually makes it make a lot more sense, the statement.
That
Yeah.
the Trojan horse was for, which city was it?
Helena of Troy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, it was
I see, because it wasn't.
it was Babylon, wasn't it?
No, I'm sure. I remember because I don't think it was. I think it was was it the Trojans actually making the horse?
Yeah, the Trojans made the
I was
horse.
trying to remember which city it was, because that's also the origin of, well, not the origin of the phrase "Beware of Greeks bearing gifts."
Yes.
Yes.
The Trojans are
Because they might be hiding inside of it.
Wow.
Well, no, it's because supposedly Greeks were duplicitous. But I mean that's right up there with
And yet that's where we get our concept of government from.
again, Greeks are duplicitous. Not saying they are currently, mostly because I don't know that many of them.
But it's interesting that that's kind of where our government has gone to.
Yeah, but it's also interesting when you find there was a pottery shard from like 300 BC with that someone had written on it, like a quote that was like some philosopher stating, well, the kids these days don't respect their elders, and everything is worse than it used to be. It's like, yeah, 300 BC, and you have people complaining about kids these days.
The other thing about that, though, is that so many people romanticize the past. Mostly because of the fact that their memory is not a good record.
Polio.
Well, there's that, too. But
Is that the thing you play in the water with horses?
Poliosis.
No, that's polo.
Hang on. No, actually.
yeah.
And you do not play that in the water with
Polio
horses.
by Ralph Lauren.
I was thinking
Is that a
Jeff
cheap
Dunham.
Chinese knockoff? Like, that could be...
Makes sense.
could have, like, a
Did
wheelchair
you find
embroidered there or
As I
something.
say,
I
just
don't know if it was a legitimate article, because they were saying the Greeks gave the Trojans a horse. And that doesn't... Maybe my mythology's off, but it just didn't seem right.
I don't
I could be
remember.
thinking incorrectly. It happens.
Yeah, I don't. Again, memory is failing constantly.
I think as I...
Actually, what they found in human beings is that
The more often you access your memory, the less reliable it is.
I was gonna... Yeah, and the more you have to fill in that memory. Like, with the more movies I watch...
All right, well, on that note of fact, validation, and verification, any other shuns we should add to that? Parting words, Snafu?
I don't know.
Like-
It's above my pay grade.
Okay, and toast?
I can't believe it's not butter.
All right, then. Once again, this has been your navigator and guide, Mr. E. Thank you for joining Tales from the Time Traveler's Tavern. So that's it.
You've got